What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with Kevol and Dilly Vanilli. We are here for our NFL Week 15 preview and predictions. We're going to lay it out, and we're going to hit it back down. We're going to preview every single game of the Week 15 slate and tell you who's going to win, who's going to lose, and why, including the New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, the game that I've been waiting for and almost everybody else has been waiting for. The game of the year. Dilly Vanilli already did a statistical breakdown and his personal preference preview of the Patriots versus the Steelers. Go check that one out if you have not. Also, I'm going to be having a game of the year preview for that. It's coming out tomorrow. I didn't want to put it out today because I figured we're going to have picks, and it doesn't really matter. I'm already previewing it today. So, yeah, tomorrow, go check that out. But anyways, Week 15. It's almost here. The playoffs almost here, right around the
playoffs.
Playoff. We have a big game.
We just got to
sliding under the radar of Patriots Steelers. There are a couple other bangers here. We do have, some games that suck there, and there's without a doubt there's going to be some of those. But there are also some games that are sliding under the radar. We have the Chargers versus the Chiefs. That's going to be probably for the AFC West. That's a big game. Then also, and that's on Saturday night. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have the return of A-Rod versus the Panthers and Cam Newton.
A-12.
We also have looking at it, the Rams versus the Seahawks as well in Seattle.
Seahawks. It is called the Seahawks. Gary,
I think that's how I spell it. I don't know.
And
that's terrible with your grammar there.
In what was supposed to be one of the biggest games of the year, we have the Cowboys and the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. Two disappointing football teams. But we will probably have that one covered as well. We haven't quite decided. I don't know if we've decided. Have we decided?
I'm waiting for your response with.
Okay, let's leave it up to the fans. Guys, should we recap the Steelers and Patriots or the Raiders and Cowboys? Hit us up in the comment section which one we should recap. It shouldn't be very complicated. It should be the Patriots and Steelers, but whatever you want, that's what we'll do. Okay. Guys, your thoughts on Week 15, anything you're looking forward to, thinking about, lay it out here for us.
There's some pretty shit games this week. Some games I'm like, not really looking forward to. Thursday Night Football I'm not looking forward to. A couple of really crappy games with some teams that are just going to boost their standings. But there are a couple of games I'm very interested in. Saturday Night Football, no more college football until later on, a couple weeks, until a couple more weeks. So we're basically in bowl season for that. So Saturday night NFL football doesn't happen very often. We're going to get this week and next week. I'm very happy about that. So I'll be interested in the Chargers-Chiefs game. Not the Bears-Lions game specifically, but the Chargers-Chiefs game should be good for that. And then we get into Sunday, the return of Rodgers. Is he going to make this Packers team a playoff team? I don't think so, but we'll talk about that. That should be a good one. That's the one we're also live streaming on Sunday afternoon, so check that out. And then you got the Rams-Seahawks. I think that'll be a good matchup. Should be a good game there. Game of the year, I think, in my opinion, with the Patriots and the Steelers, in terms of regular season game of the year, and my Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. So some pretty good matchups, I think, this week. Some pretty shit ones, but some good ones.
All of those, of course, but I think the interesting thing is teams like Minnesota, teams like Philadelphia, all of these teams that are going to be big favorites, they should win, but if they don't win, it's really going to be a setback. One game that's is quietly going on the radar that nobody else is talking about is, and I know, that bottom pack of that AFC still includes, for some ungodly known reason, the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills.
Woo!
Yeah,
I know.
Stage.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean the Vikings should be, and the Saints should win games. The Rams, if they win, we'll talk about this, will clinch the NFC West. If the Steelers win, they clinch the AFC home field for the AFC. So there's lots of good things this week. And I'm not sure, so I'm going to precurse what I'm saying this, because apparently I'm always negative on these Eagles.
You are.
I am interested in this Eagles-Giants game because this will be the first game without Carson Wentz.
If they lose.
That's fair.
And I do think, this is where we're going to see where they are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like it, guys. All right. Let's get to Thursday Night Football. The Denver Broncos versus the Indianapolis Colts. This would have been a great game about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's not 3 years ago. So, and it's not a divisional game, so I don't know why it's on Thursday Night Football. But nonetheless, it's on Thursday Night Football. I think we should just skip this one pretty quick. Let's just go over it. Like, I don't know. I'm picking the Colts just because they're at home, and home teams on Thursday Night Football have played well as of late. That's the only reason. Plus, I like the Colts and Jacoby Brissett. And, yeah, I can't trust the Broncos offense to move the ball. Yeah, they won last week, but I don't know. I'm just going with the home team basically here, and I'm just going with the team that I want to win because who gives a crap about this game? Guys.
I'm going to pick the Colts. I think the reason they didn't win last week was because it was fucking snow apocalypse in Buffalo, and there was nothing to do except for fucking 35-year-old Frank Gore to rush the ball 36 times, which I think aged him 10 more years in the process. I just think they're a better team. I know the defense for Bronco got it done, but McCown was out for that game. I think Brissett would be able to move the ball and get them the win. So I'm going Colts.
I do not trust the Colts. I've tried to pick them. I picked them in a couple of upsets. They don't win. I don't trust the Broncos, but I have to pick the Broncos here. I do feel they have a bit more momentum, and both of these teams are in level C terrible here, but I think the Broncos will squeak this out.
Question, should we even recap this game?
Hell no.
I won't be able to, so what you guys decide with that.
Well, I'm not going to be here either, so y'all determine that. I'm going to read this. By the way, I forgot. I'm going to read the standings.
I do think we should recap the Charger-Chief game Saturday night. That is a big game.
Yeah, let's do that instead.
Okay, if I can make it, I'll be there, but I don't know. But that would be a good game to recap. Okay, I'm going to update everybody on the standings for picks this week. I forgot about that.
Here comes Mitch.
No. AC and Mitch both went 11-5. I went 8-8. Kev went an abysmal 6-10. So the updated standings. Sorry,
I'm abysmal.
How did you go 6-10?
6-10. He picked some really bad upsets.
That's terrible, Kev.
AC went AC in 70.
Dilly is lagging lagging behind because you called me abysmal.
Game 19.
Dilly!
To 89.
Dilly, stop calling me abysmal.
Dilly, you're lagging out the gym, bro. Get out of here.
I can't fucking fix it. What the?
Just exit out, come back in. All right. But what he meant to say is that AC is in first. Dilly is in second, despite he's still okay. Dilly is behind AC by 9 games, but he still thinks he's going to win for some reason. I don't understand why, but he still does. I'm in third by 1 game over Kev, despite Kev picking the Browns. I just don't get it. And I'm going to make a comeback. That's all I'm going to say. I'm making a comeback. I'm going to beat Dilly.
You're not making any
There's
comeback.
more of a chance that I beat Dilly than Dilly beats AC.
No.
Point blank, period.
End
of
not even
story.
working, and that's wrong.
End of story. All right. Those are the standings. I don't know if Dilly is lagging or what he's doing. I can hear him a little, but I can't see him very good. Like he's frozen on the screen.
My computer's not working.
Cancel out. Come back in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next game, the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions. The Chicago Bears playing really good. They played a really good game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Trubisky had his best game as a pro. This is a trap game for the Lions. Everybody's been talking about how the Lions have an easy schedule at the end of the year, and they still have that slight possibility of getting in the playoffs because of it. This is a tough game. The Bears are a divisional opponent with a pretty good defense, a good run game. The Lions, on the other hand, can't really stop anyone. And Stafford is slightly injured, although he didn't look like it against Tampa Bay last week. Stafford's still Stafford. And the Lions need it more, and it's at home. So I'm going to go with the Lions. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears picked up the victory here, because I think that they can move the ball on the Lions despite not having a ton of talent at receiver. And I think that they can slow the Lions down a little bit. But I think the Lions overall will win a tight, close game, probably something like 24-20 against the Bears.
There's two Dylans.
Well, yeah, the one on the computer doesn't work right now. I'm on my phone right now. So, yeah, in this – there you go, I left. So, in this game, Bears-Lions, not very intrigued by it. You know, the Bears have shocked me by beating the Bengals. But I'm gonna go with the Lions. I just got more confidence in them. This is the Bears team that lost to the 49ers, for God's sake. And I've got more confidence in Stafford to get it done. So I'm gonna go with the Lions. Yeah, I know that they barely beat the Bucs last week, but they'll win.
Yeah, I actually think this Bears team is on the way up. I think that they've kind of surprised a lot of people this year, not because they're like great, but there is some really good pieces and a really good blocks there that I think that the Bears are a lot better off than people are thinking. And Trubisky worked out a lot better than I think everyone thought.
Other than Mitch.
Yeah. Well, other than you, of course.
On both points.
Yeah.
Mitch is good.
I've been the Bears guy. AC, okay. AC even said.
The Bears guy, the Chargers guy.
Yeah, okay. AC even said on Twitter, can the Patriots start losing so Mitch can become a Bears fan or a 49ers fan? So obviously I have some sort of connection to the Bears, Cowboy.
Boo.
Not to brag.
This is a heart pick. My head and the logic says the Lions, but something tells me about this Bears team that they're not going to go quietly. You know what? I'm going to do it. I know that I'm trying to not be ridiculous, but I legitimately think they have a shot.
I just said I could see the Bears winning this game.
So I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick the Bears in this one. That defense in Detroit doesn't scare me. I think Chicago can run the ball. I think they can pull it out.
No, I agree with you. The three biggest reasons I'm going with the Lions. The Lions are at home. The Lions have more to play for, and the Lions have Matt Stafford. Simple three reasons. That's why I'm going with the Lions. Dilly picked the Lions as well. And then we have the Chargers versus the Chiefs in one of the games of the week. This would be maybe a game of the week any other week besides this one.
But we have the Broncos and the Colts on Thursday, so
yeah, that's a huge game, of course. Chargers versus Chiefs, Saturday Night Football. I have decided, F it. No Thursday Night Football recap this week. Saturday night recap instead. Chargers, Chiefs. Let's do it. This game, okay? This is a AFC West matchup for the crown, basically, essentially. If the Chargers win this game and win out, they take it. If the Chiefs win this game and win out, they take it. So, that being said, when it all comes down to it, I'm going with the Chargers. The Chiefs won the first matchup. It was a decently close game. It was competitive, but the Chiefs were playing great at that point in the season. It was very early in the season, and the Chargers were finding many ways to lose. The Chargers have recently found more ways than one to win. They've won with offense. They've won with defense. They've won with big plays. And the Chargers actually look like a top 4 team in the AFC. And they look like a team that could actually win the conference. I know that's crazy to say, but they have an outside shot of doing that. The Chiefs, on the other hand, still could make the playoffs, even if they lose this game. But I just don't think the Chiefs are the same team that played early in this season. Their defense is terrible. They can't cover anyone. Their run defense is skeptical. And Alex Smith, I'm never going to bet on him over Phillip Rivers. So I'm going with the Chargers here. They're playing the better football at this time of the year. Yes, they're the road team, but I think Joey Bosa and Ingram have proven themselves. I think they're going to get pressure in this game. I think that's going to force Alex Smith into some uncomfortable throws. I like the matchup with Hayward versus Hill. I'm fine with that. They'll find a way to take away Kelsey. And Kareem Hunt has only really had one good game in the past 6 weeks. And then the Chargers should be able to move the ball at will against the Chiefs' defense. So I like the Chargers in this game. And, I'm going with my Chargers. Chargers. Let's go.
Kev, did you pick the Lions or the Bears in that game?
I picked the Bears.
And this is why you're in last place. Okay. Just joking.
Hey, this Bears team, to me, if you actually look at it, I think that you could make a legitimate argument. Take Stafford and Trubisky out of it. The Bears actually might be a better team than the Lions. You're staring at me like dumbness. You could actually make a legitimate.
Okay, the Bears before the season, with all their talent, is a better team.
Yes, they got a lot of injuries.
But because of all their injuries, I would say no. But I like I said, it's gonna be a close game, and I don't fault you for picking them. Dylan.
Okay,
Mitchell.
so
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Mitchell today. It apparently won't let me into my Wrestling God account, so I'm gonna be Mitchell today. Well, Mitchell just starts his standings by picking the Chargers, not because he wants to, but because he thinks the team's gonna win. The Chiefs, they've got their offense going. They're looking alright, I guess. But the Chargers look a lot better. They're looking more hot. I think Keenan Allen's going to go off. The defense, have the Chiefs put into the NFL that they have a defense ready to go? Because I don't think they have. I think Allen will go off. I think the Chargers defense is going to be able to stop, Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt. Kareem had that good game last week. I don't think this is going to be the same case this week. I think Ingram and Bosa, like you said, are going to be big forces that'll pressure Alex Smith, because the one way to get Alex Smith off his feet or not doing as well is to pressure him. I don't think he's a very good quarterback when it comes to the blitz. And I think that'll be detrimental to his game. Good Saturday Night Football matchup. I think it'll be fun, but I'm going with the Chargers.
The Chiefs, for your Chief fans out there, I was left thinking last week that they left a lot of points on the board again, which has been a bad habit. And hi, Mitch, you joined the video call again.
What the fuck?
What's going on? There's 2 of you. This is great.
What the fuck? I've never seen this before.
Yeah. Anyway.
Inception.
This is so. And as much as the Raiders, I think it was more the Raiders looked awful than the Chiefs looked good. The Chiefs looked okay, but you watch the Charger Redskin Washington game last week. They literally blew them out quite quickly. I'm going to warn you, AFC. We've talked about this with Aaron Rodgers. We kind of talked about this in the NFC. Knock the Chargers out. You don't want this. You don't. They are going to win, though. They will beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. I will pick it. Yeah.
I've agreed all year. I'm the only one that picked the Chargers to go to the playoffs.
You said you were going to win the division.
No, I didn't. Even though they are now, so that's even better.
Now
but I had them going 9-7, which I didn't think would win this division, but I guess it will. So
I had the Chiefs not in the playoffs.
I did have the Chiefs in the playoffs, yes.
Actually, I did say 10-6 would win this division, so that's interesting. If the Chargers do go 10-6, then I just picked the wrong team, but I had them both in the playoffs. I still think, though, we'll get to a team where I think they're going to falter at the end of the schedule, and I still think that both these teams will actually make the playoffs. No matter who wins this game, but this will just determine who wins this division.
There's a home field. And I think, I do think in the AFC, we're going to talk about this a little bit later, I think, as we go on, but matchups is important and seeding is important.
Okay, the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo I Love to Lose Super Bowls are playing in a game that actually somewhat matters, I guess. Because if the Dolphins win every game and have like 30 things happen, they can make the playoffs. And if the Bills win every game and they have like 20 things happen, they can make the playoffs. So it does somewhat matter. This one's in Buffalo. I'm not sure if there's going to be a snowstorm. I'm not sure if they have to face Adam Vinatieri with his ridiculous kick that he was the only one that thought it was going to go in.
Amazing.
Bro, did you see Adam Vinatieri? I should have brought this up during the Colts game. But did you see Adam Vinatieri? Everybody in the whole stadium thought it missed, and he was just like that.
It's fucking great. Just the way it turned.
Like, it was hooking like this. And Adam Vinatieri's just like that.
Like, it was the greatest
and everyone
slider.
else is like, no, it missed.
It's like the greatest slider ever.
It was pretty crazy. But yeah, the Bills got it done. LaShawn McCoy is one of the best players ever in a blizzard. I'm not sure if it's going to be snowing. If it does snow again, the Bills are definitely winning this game. I think this game will be competitive, though. I like the way the Dolphins obviously played against the Patriots. They played their best game overall of the season. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case again in this game. I actually am picking the Bills. It's in Buffalo. I usually go with the home team in the AFC East matchups. And I think the Bills played pretty good last week. And I think the Dolphins just won their Super Bowl, and they'll come back down to earth this week. I don't expect 3 touchdowns from Jay Cutler, maybe 3 picks. I'm going with the Bills.
Cutler to the Pro Bowl. I think the Dolphins just really wanted to beat that game, win that game against the Patriots. Obviously, they want to beat that division rival. The Patriots lose to one every year, and I think the Dolphins just came to play to win that game. I don't think they're going to be as prepared and as strong this time around. I think the Bills will win this game. Pretty crazy game last week, so I can't really judge whether or not the Bills were doing anything good besides running the football. That said, I think the Bills will get it done. The Dolphins don't look they looked pretty good on Monday night, but I think they overachieved in their goal.
Yeah, they exceeded expectations.
Yeah, I think they won't do that again against the Bills. So going with the Bills. Plus, the Bills currently have the number 6 seed in the playoffs, so they definitely need this victory. So there you go.
You're telling me that Joe Webb is going to win this game?
Hell yeah, baby.
Nathan Peterman is not playing. It is going to be Joe
Wait,
Webb.
what?
Wait, Peterman?
Joe Webb is going to be starting his first game.
Seriously? No, Joe Webb started in a playoff game.
Joe Webb started in Minnesota.
Vikings, Packers.
Let me look at this
he
again.
He threw the ball at the ground like every
NFL
play.
regular season. First NFL regular season.
But you can't say that though. Now you're just changing up.
Okay, I might change my pick then, but I don't know if Joe Webb.
Wait, is he actually starting?
It looks like he is. Yes, Peterman is out with a concussion, and Taylor is still injured, so it might be Joe Webb.
Oh, then I might have to change the pick.
I'm going with the Dolphins here. Yes, I think you're right.
They'll run Wildcat all game.
Yeah, they'll have to. Kenyon Drake is a pretty exciting player. I know McCoy is a great player too.
He's better than Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And
even your Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, I mean they still have some stuff there. I guess that is it's not great, but I think it's enough to beat this Buffalo Bill team that I think is on the slide back. Yeah, they won against Indianapolis, but they also threw for 92 yards. So
yeah, it was in a blizzard.
Yeah, I know.
Did you watch the game, bro?
Yards. It's 92 yards, though.
You can't throw in the fucking.
I know.
Tom Brady.
I live in Canada. I lived in Calgary. I know we can't.
You can't. So how are you judging them?
Joe Webb. I'm still picking Miami.
If this is in the blizzard, Joe Webb's the best quarterback to go with because he'll just run every play.
Oh, I'm looking at the injury report. Taylor's not on it. Peterman's questionable. So
Nathan Peterman left with a concussion. Tyler Taylor is still nursing an injury that saw him inactive.
But he's not on the IR, and he's not on the injury report.
Wait and see till Friday.
Well, Sean is on the injury report, not him. Yeah. So I'm going to keep my pick to the Bills until I actually get some info.
Same. The Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, who is back for the comeback, is taking on the Cam Newton Carolina Panthers with their biggest win, arguably, of the season last week against the Vikings in Carolina. This is going to be a really good game, I think. It's going to just come down to, like, how healthy is Rodgers? Is he rusty? Like, what's that situation like? I do think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. I actually think Aaron Rodgers will be back. I think he will be fine. And I think both teams will be able to score. I think that I really like what I've seen from the Panthers offense as of late, especially last week. They were able to run the ball. Jonathan Stewart was a beast. Like, went back like 10 years.
It's Jurassic Park season.
Cam Newton ran 70 yards like LeBron James down the lane. I mean, he looked amazing. The defense made some plays at moments. I still think that the Panthers need a little bit of help in the receiving game, but Greg Olsen did give them a little bit at tight end. Last week, he came back. And they're not playing the Vikings defense. I think the Panthers will be able to move the ball quite efficiently. But I'm not picking with my brain. I'm picking with my heart because the NFL is better with Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think the Packers will be able to sling the ball around the field against this defense. Yes, the defense is good in the front seven, but the Packers will say, F it, we're not running the ball one time in this game. Rodgers is going to throw it 50 times, and then he's going to have 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Jordy Nelson is going to return to form, and they are going to win this game, and it's going to be 38-35 on a last-minute field goal by the Packers to take this one in Carolina to start the road to the playoffs for the Packers.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my head. I'm picking the Panthers.
And this is why you're losing your spot to me right now.
You are not coming up. You are in second to last place by 1 game.
Which is also third.
If it wasn't Kev who picks the Bears and the Browns.
The Bears are good.
Picks the Browns over here. Pick the Colts against the Jags over here. I'm picking the Panthers. Sorry, Kev, I love you. I'm picking the Panthers. Look, everybody wants to say the story, well, Aaron Rodgers is back. You don't want to see this team.
How are the Panthers going to stop Aaron Rodgers, bro?
You don't want to see this team with
The Packers will be inspired. They will play.
They'll be inspired. Look,
they will.
I don't think they can beat both the Vikings and the Panthers. I'm going to pick one that I feel.
And they've been running the ball. Mike McCarthy's been coaching better. They've been more creative.
You said they wanted to run you said they've been running the football, but they're not going to run it once again.
They're not going to run it once.
That makes no sense.
They have been running it better.
That makes no sense. I'm picking the Panthers.
Need to run it.
I think Cam is going to do some pretty good stuff against this defense. I think McCaffrey. I
agree with that. 38-35.
I think McCaffrey is going to go off as a receiver threat.
McCaffrey's overrated.
As a receiver, he's going to go off. Shut up. Stewart's going to have I don't know if he's not going to have
a weak Danny Woodhead as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, come on. He's not going to Jonathan Stewart's not going to rush for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. I will almost I will bet my kidney on that. But I think he'll have a good game. And you look, AR-12 is going to have a good game for sure. But I think the Panthers are just going to make one more stop than the Packers. It'll be a fun game, but I think this will crush the Packers' playoff hopes. Panthers will win this game.
I do want to say, though, like Cam Newton, I know I've been the Cam Newton guy this year, and everyone hates on him, especially Kevol and AC. It is what it is. But Cam Newton has to do a lot in that offense. Like, I think he should be given a lot more credit because there were some throws against the Vikings that were, like, awesome throws. Like, there was one, like, back shoulder throw. Funches turned around like this, perfectly placed.
I saw that.
Like, there were some great plays by Cam Newton in that game. I think Cam Newton deserves more credit for what he's done in that system in terms of passing the ball, because they can run the ball and they find creative ways of doing that. But in terms of passing the ball, it's all Cam Newton.
Mm.
You
don't seem to be saying any words.
Well, I'm going to remember this when we talk about another quarterback. Hold on to that thought. I'm picking the Panthers. I just think ultimately, if this team, I look at this team, the two teams, I look back on this Packer victory over the Browns. They were down by 2 touchdowns for time.
They played inspired. They came back.
Yeah, they didn't play that inspired. They were losing to the 0-13 Cleveland.
If Kaiser doesn't throw the worst fucking interception,
they have Flash though. Flash makes them like way better.
Season.
Oh yeah.
Flash.
I just look at the Panthers. If this was in Green Bay, I would pick the Packers, but this is in Carolina, and I just think that Carolina overall is a more complete team than Green Bay. And you're right. I think it will be a high-scoring game, but I think ultimately at the end, Carolina is the one that's going to get it done, because I trust Carolina's defense to make the stop. Now, I'm telling you, we've said this.
You guys are
got to
lame.
knock Rodgers out, but I'm warning you.
The only reason Dilly's picking the Panthers is because he wants the Cowboys to make it.
That's only half true.
That's the only reason Kevil's picking them too. You don't want to see A-Rod in the playoffs.
No.
I'm not saying I don't want to see A-Rod in the playoffs. I'm saying I think just thinking Carolina is going to win.
I mean, if they make it by itself, then. Yeah.
All right, whatever. Okay, next, we have Kevil's Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
They almost won, damn it.
Well, the Browns might win this game, but they won't because the Ravens have too much to play for. It will be close, though. It will be close. Josh Gordon will have 150 yards in this game. I said it first.
No.
150 yards on 6 catches. 150 yards, 1 touchdown.
Let's bet some over under
6 completions this year.
The Browns will still lose this game, but it will be 27-17 for the Ravens. Alex Collins has another big game. They're able to run the ball. And I'm actually, the Ravens are still looking like a good team. Without Jimmy Smith, secondary is concerning right now. They did play the Steelers. The Browns are not the Steelers. But if their run game can continue to play the way they did against the Steelers, they have a shot to be decent in the playoffs, to at least put up a fight. AC said they're going to lose right away. But they can put up a fight if they can continue to run the ball the way that they have. And I think they will in this game. And I think that, Gordon will have a nice day, but that won't be enough for the Brownies.
Look, he'll have a good game, but 150 yards is a little much.
I'm calling it.
Let's put them over under on this one. Ravens are going to win this game. I picked the Ravens to beat the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. They were this close to getting it done. It was a high-scoring affair. It was a good game. Brownies, they choked. I don't know how else to put it. They were up 2 touchdowns and then just the worst pick in overtime, like the worst pick I've seen this year. Not saying something because Blake Bortles still plays in this league. But that being said, the Ravens, they put up that good fight. They need Alex Collins to run the football. I don't understand why in the second half they were just like, nope, no Alex Collins. Not going to work. When in the first half, the Pittsburgh Steelers were exposed by Collins. If they keep running the football, don't have to use Joe Flacco as much as they did in that game, I think that'll be to the Ravens' advantage. The defense is somewhat concerning, but I like the matchup that we got here for the Ravens. Ravens are going to take this one. And again, am I going to pick, am I going to pick Kaiser over this? No.
Just an interesting point. I'm picking the Ravens. An interesting point I do want to bring up is reading on Twitter, Mr. John Harbaugh took a lot of heat from Raven fans on that loss. which I find quite interesting. I know that everyone is loving John Harbaugh, but apparently Raven fans were a little upset about what happened there. Yeah, I think they'll win. I think they'll run the ball. I think Alex Collins will have a good game. Buck Allen will have a good game. And they should win by about 10. And Josh Gordon will get maybe 100 yards because some of that might be in garbage time, but he might get triple digits. What did Mitch got?
He I think his stream went off too. Yeah, our streams are fucking up to. Hopefully he comes back in like the next 6 minutes, because then I'll have to jump on the bottom line view account if possible. But we'll go to the next game since Mitch is off because he picked his pick. We got the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. What did the Houston Texans do last week? I don't even remember the game.
They lost to the San Francisco 49ers.
That's right. They lost to the 49ers. And the Jacksonville Jaguars defeated Kevil's Seattle Seahawks. It was a good game for the Jaguars. They put up some pretty good numbers. They had couple of good, really good interceptions. They gave up some really big plays. I think there was 2 drives of like one play, 70+ yard drives for Russell Wilson, which that was very bad. But they were able to get the job done. They played well. The Texans lost to the 49ers. But again, I just was not inspired by the Texans whatsoever last week. This is a divisional matchup. Again, anything can happen in the divisional game. But I think the Jaguars are going to take this one pretty handily. They're a way better team. The defense is going to pressure Tom Savage. The first time that they met, the Jaguars sacked this team 10 times. 6 times to Tom Savage, 4 times to Deshaun Watson. So with that in mind, I think the Jaguars are going to pressure them again. Do that same kind of stuff. Bouye and Ramsey having great seasons. They had a great game against the Seahawks. I think they'll do that again. And the Texans, they're not much of a fight. I'm sorry. They're not putting up a fight with no Deshaun Watson. So going to go with the Jaggies.
Yeah, I'm picking the Jaguars here too. I'm going to bring up something. I know that you all hate Blake Bortles. I know that he's not the most loving man. And I just want to point something out here. Last 2 games, Colt versus the Colts. I know he plays well against the Colts. 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 119.8 QBR rating, quarterback rating. In Seattle, 268, 2 touchdowns, 123.7. He has an 85.8 passer rating, 60%. He's approaching 3,000 yards passing. I think it's time to give him a little bit more credit than he has been.
He has, to your credit, Kev. He has done pretty well the last couple of weeks.
That receiving core is a little bit underrated. Keenan Cole, D.D. Westbrook, I thought were pretty good.
Like him.
Is very good, and
Marquise Lee.
The one thing I actually think is interesting, I know that everyone loves that secondary, but I found that linebacking crew might be a bit of a weakness for the Jags going forward, especially the middle. I thought that Seattle was able to expose that a little bit with some of their deep drops, and there was a few miscommunication things that happened. The one thing I also would be concerned about if you're a Jags fan is I think there's going to be a huge letdown for this game after, I think, probably their biggest game in 10 years when they played the Seahawks. So that'll be interesting. But I do ultimately think I think Houston's the van has moved out. When Deshaun Watson went down, this team went with it, and I think the Jags will ultimately win.
There you go. Just joined just in time, Mitch, like right after Kev finished.
How is my connection?
It's great.
It's good. I'm on the bottom of my view account, so you're good.
Okie dokie.
We were just talking about the Texans-Jaguars game while you were gone.
All right. I'm picking the Jags. They're on a roll, and they're actually, in my opinion, the second best team in the AFC.
Oh, snap. Crackle and pop. So you think they're better than the Steelers?
Yes.
Explain.
No, not yet.
No, you can't do that.
We'll see.
You can't do that.
We will see. This Sunday.
You can't just say that. The Jags are better than the Steelers. And
that's like a Kev
They beat them.
Yeah, but that was like, what, week 4?
Crushed them. Rusev crushed them.
You have to explain the reason. You can just say that one game.
All right. They just beat the Seahawks. All right. So they can
They
run the
have
ball.
actually they have a tough schedule. I don't think people have realized how tough their schedule was.
The Jaguars can run the ball with the best of them. All right. They just have Blake Bortles, the 60th best quarterback, 50th best quarterback. He just can't throw interceptions. The defense can win the game by themselves. The defense is the best in the league. They get after quarterbacks. They shut you down. And I think that they are the biggest challenge to the Patriots.
I can
if
just
Tom Brady loses to Blake Bortles, his career's ruined.
But he doesn't play Blake Bortles. He plays the Jaguars.
If Blake Bortles puts up better statistics than Tom Brady, he's ruined.
Blake Bortles has 16 touchdowns and 8 interceptions this year.
That's exactly. He just doesn't ask. He just can't throw interceptions. And this team has a chance because they can stop you.
I didn't say they weren't. I just wanted to hear your reasoning, because you can't just be like, "Oh, I think they're the best," and then
they beat the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I think they beat them again.
I can't wait to hear what the terrible cows have to say about this.
No, don't worry. We can't. We're not actually. This is a live stream, so they won't say anything. But if you post a video, they'll talk
if
about
the Steelers beat the Patriots, then the Jaguars are the best team in the AFC. You heard it here first.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Jaguars. If I had to answer that question. Bengals versus Vikings.
Boo.
Bengals just got raped by the Bears. I'm going with the Vikings. They actually played a good game last week. They just kind of got unlucky against the Panthers. I think they still are the best team in the NFC when you watch them from a week-to-week basis. Very strong defense. Offense is still clicking. Case Keenum's playing good football. Adam Thielen's a freaking monster. They'll get it done against the Bengals. And yeah, not much else to say there. I think Dalton will struggle. AJ Green has a matchup with Rhodes. And yeah, this is just not a good matchup for the Bengals all around. Plus, Zimmer has experience with that team. I think the Vikings win this one and win this one easy.
Can Marvin Lewis be fired? Holy shit. The Bears Mitch said raped. I'm going to say fucking destroyed the Bengals. The Vikings, they played well against the Panthers. They just weren't able to get it done at the very last moment. I still think, like you said, they're the number one team in the NFC, especially with Wentz out. Their defense is going to be very capable of playing some really good teams in the stretch of the playoffs. And the Bengals, are they a credible team? Not really. They looked like week 1 through 3 Bengals team in that game last week. And if that's the case, I'm definitely picking the Vikings to win this game. The way better team, they got to win this game. Plain and simple. Kev says they'll be right back. I don't know if it's for a joke or I don't know what he's doing. But
okay. I'm pretty sure he's picking the Vikings.
I would pretty much you never know. You never know with Kev. I don't know, but I'll put it down as Vikings. Lucky.
Okay. Jets versus the New Orleans Saints.
I can't even say that because McCown's out. It's too sad now.
Yeah, no McCown. The Saints are favored by a lot, and they shall win by a lot. The Jets with no.
Hold on, your voice is fucked up again.
Fuck you.
There's so many fucking problems today. There's so many fucking problems with the stream today. Sorry, guys. I don't even know where Kev went. Jets Saints without Josh McCown. I cannot.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay. Are you going to pick the Bengals or the Vikings? I'm pretty sure you're going to pick the Vikings. Okay.
Vikings, yeah.
Explain your reason.
As I said, the Jets are without the great Josh McCown.
Okay,
who
can I
has
talk
won
about
an
the Vikings?
AFC Player of the Week award. The Saints will win this game by a lot.
The Vikings. So,
All right. Go ahead.
I think that there's some concerns with the Vikings about how the Panthers ran the ball on them last week. And Keenum had an off night. But I still think ultimately I think the Vikings will bounce back and win this game. They have a huge opportunity to have home field for the NFC and the Super Bowl. Don't forget that. That is huge.
It's never happened before.
That has never happened before.
We got overtime last year. Home field advantage this year. Oh, my goodness. That'd be amazing. Is that all your analysis for Jets Saints, Mitch?
Saints by a lot? Is that your pick?
No McCown, they have no chance. Simple as that.
Just ask
Saints
the question.
bounce back.
That's pretty much as simple as it gets. There's no McCown. There's no inspiration because they put in the effort with McCown.
They have freaking Bryce Petty and Christian Hackenberg. Okay, first off, Hackenberg sounds like okay, the way that they treat him is like this German like project that they are going to unveil in like 7 years. They're like, oh, the great Hackenberg, because he never plays, but they always talk about this great Hackenberg guy that they have, but he never actually plays. So it's like this, like, oh, the Hackenberg, he's going to be released one day. I don't know if he's playing. I don't know if Petty's playing. It doesn't matter.
Bryce Petty's starting.
All right. Yeah, because the Hackenberg can't be revealed for another 10 years.
Bryce Petty's going to win his first start. No, I'm kidding. That's impossible.
The Saints will win. Kamara is back. He's going to put some fantasy points up.
If they're all healthy, holy shit.
That's all that matters.
48-14 will be your final in this game. There is no McCown, meaning there's no inspiration, and there's no effort. That's all I got to say. The Saints are going to win.
Yeah, the Saints will bounce back here, especially if they're healthy. This is not a team. I don't know if this is a team people want to be facing in the playoffs, to be honest with you. I think they're a dark horse. They're a dark horse.
I don't know how the Saints are a dark horse, but
well, you can't consider them a favorite, though. I don't know if you can put them in.
They're not the number one favorite, but I don't know. I don't know about dark horse. But continue.
Yeah, I picked the Saints here. Not much really to say. It's unfortunate McCown went down. I do think that kudos to the Jets for getting this far. And it's going to be sad that Todd Bowles will be out. I actually think that this is a guy that should get another head coaching job. He might be good with Cleveland. That may be an interesting marriage.
Who?
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles isn't going to lose his job this year. He overachieved.
Oh, I hope you're right. He shouldn't lose his job.
Shouldn't.
He should not. I agree with you.
Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. I'm not picking against you this week, but I'm doubting you in the playoffs. Carson Wentz is the reason why your offense was good. Your defense is good, but Carson Wentz was the reason why your offense is good and the reason why your team was the best in the NFC. Without him, you won't win a game in the playoffs. I'm sorry, AC. I'm saying it now.
No, they've already got it's house money now. That's
house money. But there's going to be no house money because they're going to lose. So it doesn't matter. All right? Okay. So the Eagles are going to win this game, but we're going to see the first glimpses of the difference between Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. Nick Foles had an opportunity in the same system in Kansas City last year to make things happen. They sat down Alex Smith. They said there's a concussion for Alex Smith, which didn't exist. They put Nick Foles in because they thought they might get a better chance of winning. But there you go. No, Alex Smith was a better chance than Nick Foles. That is what I'm trying to say right now. The Eagles will win this game 20-6. But we will see the difference between Carson Wentz and Nick Foles.
One word to describe the Giants is incompetent. There's a lot of other words to describe them, but that's one word I'll describe them with. Kev also picked the Giants against the Cowboys. But in this game, I'm going to go with the Eagles. Even with the uncertainty.
That was a terrible pick.
Even with the Foles uncertainty, I'm still going to pick the Eagles because I think they'll get enough done against the Giants, who have brought fucking nothing to the table this season. I like Spags, but the Eagles are just too much. Even with Foles as their QB, they're too good. The defense is going to force a lot of bad throws from Eli Manning. He'll throw another classic Eli Manning interception in this game, of course. There is no miracle at the Meadowlands, having to come back from 21, Michael Vick stuff. They're going to beat this team pretty easily. I'll go 28-7. I'll give them a touchdown.
The Eagles will win here, but let's look at the Eagles and the Vikings schedule going forward. They have the Monday night Christmas game against Oakland. That's a winnable game. And they have the Cowboys. And I do still think that that's a winnable game for the Eagles. The Vikings have the Packers and the Bears. I actually think the Vikings have a little bit of a tougher schedule than the Eagles do. I'm not on I think the Eagles are DUNing in the playoffs. Nick Foles came back. Remember, they were down when Wentz went down. They came back.
They would have never been in that situation.
What's that?
They would have lost to the Rams before that with Nick Foles.
He's saying
okay, but that's not the point. He did get them back. And we'll talk about maybe the Rams.
The point is that the Rams would have won that game if Nick Foles started the game.
Well, he didn't start the game. That's the bottom line. That's fine. You can think that. I'm not saying that Nick Foles is the be-all and end-all, but he has been a starting quarterback in this league.
I will say this. If they can run the ball better, they have a chance.
And if they get home field, I think they also have they'll have a better chance.
Yeah.
If
but they're not winning the game.
Okay. I'm not as convinced on that yet. They do win this week against the Giants, who are great at it.
I agree with you there. Okay. Next. All right. The Arizona Cardinals, with Blaine the Magic Man Gabbert, play the Washington Redskins and Kirk Cousins and a bunch of bums. In this game, the Washington Redskins just got their ass whooped by the LA Chargers. It's in Washington. I'm going with the Cardinals. The Cardinals won for me last week against the Titans. And Blaine the Magic Man Gabbert is going to do it again. He's going to beat the Redskins here in Washington. The Cardinals are playing the better football. And I think at this point in time, they're the better football team. Redskins, too many injuries. I like the Cardinals defense to disrupt the Redskins offense and their rhythm. And I'm not a big believer in the Redskins defense at this point in time. I think the Cardinals can move the ball. Larry Fitz is playing well. And, I think the Cardinals can pull it out.
This game sucks ass, bro. Like, I still have a question mark on my pick. But you've convinced me. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think the Redskins have too many injuries. Like you said, these are two teams I'm just not flattered with whatsoever. AP still hurt for the rest of the season probably. But I think Gabbert will make some throws to Fitzgerald, which is the smart thing to do, because if you have such a good receiver, why not fucking throw it to him, and the Redskins will not be able to stop him. I think that'll be the difference. Redskins are just they've got Kirk, who I like Kirk, but he can't win the games all by himself. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals, very reluctantly, but I'll go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm picking the Cardinals here too. I think the Redskins have mailed it in. I think Jay Gruden is gone, and this looks like a team that doesn't really care. At least the Cardinals are playing for Bruce Arians in some way, shape, or form. I'll give them that. They may have an outside shot at the playoffs, which they would need like 172 million things to happen. But but they have they could but they'll win this game.
Okay.
The Cardinals trying to find a playoff spot.
The LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. In Seattle for the second time this season, the Rams did fall short, literally, of the Seahawks in the first matchup. That was an entertaining game. Hopefully this game is as entertaining as that one was. The Rams coming off a tough loss to the Eagles, taking Carson Wentz out in the process, and the Seattle Seahawks coming off an even tougher loss to the second best team in the AFC, the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game, I will let Kevin Olenek start off the preview and the pick with his soliloquy about the Seattle Seahawks.
Soliloquy. We're getting educational here.
We are becoming on you. I present to you education on behalf of the Seattle Seahawks.
Presenting BLV PBS.
We are presenting BLV education. Not much to say more about last week. it was a loss against a good team. Lots of mistakes, missed field goal, interceptions. I've said this. I'll say this on here. I said it on Twitter. I don't believe that Russell. I'll actually go deeper. I don't believe Russell Wilson should be in the MVP conversation. I think he has too many interceptions there. The big question for the Seahawks is Bobby Wagner. However, let's talk about the Rams, who allowed Nick Foles, apparently, according to Mitch Milani, not a starting quarterback, not a quarterback that should be. They allowed him to come back and
win.
He's
not a terrible quarterback. He's
okay.
like I said, he's like the 35th best quarterback.
Okay, so the 30 best,
which is 2 times as good as Bortles.
But Carson Wentz is an MVP candidate that makes it happen, that only a few players in this league could actually do what he does. That's the difference.
Fair. But the Rams were down 21-7. They did fight back. They ultimately lost a game that they had the lead in. And that secondary is a bit concerning for me for the Rams. And I don't know if I'm a big fan overall of that Rams defense. This is going to be a very tough game for both teams. This is a lot has to do is if Bobby Wagner is going to play. If Bobby Wagner is, and I don't think that Bobby Wagner is going to play. I think KJ Wright will play. It's going to be a tough game. This basically is for the NFC West. If the Rams win, they clinch it. If the Seahawks win, they tie. So the Rams still have a chance. I know what you two are going to say, and that's fine. I know what AC is going to pick. That's fine. This is the opportunity for non-MVP candidate Russell Wilson to step up and show himself. I mean, he has played well, but he also threw 3 interceptions last week. And I think
how is Wilson not an MVP candidate all of a sudden?
He has too many interceptions. I don't know if you can put him in this. Like, realistically?
But who else?
We're going to talk about someone else in a moment. In about 3 picks here, we're going to talk about someone else.
But here we go with that shit. Yep.
Go ahead. Dylan, you picked the Cowboys over the Eagles, although everyone else was mocking you. You understand this more than anyone else that you got to go with your heart.
Yeah, and they got their ass fucking killed.
Yes, but Dylan still picked the Cowboys.
Okay.
I'm picking the Seahawks. And I do think that they have a better chance than people think to win this game. I think that their offense
Seahawks are favored.
You guys are not picking the Seahawks. You know that. You're not picking the Seahawks.
I'm not.
Actually,
but they're favored.
But they actually are favored.
I'm okay. Well, I'm picking the favorite then.
Yes.
I do think that ultimately, I think Russell Wilson can get this done. I think the defense can do enough to get it done. Might be a high-scoring game. The Seahawks offense is better than people give it credit for. The left side of the offensive line is a lot better now that Dwayne Brown is there. Right side of the line is still a bit of an issue. If they get a semblance of a running game, it'll be fine. If Jimmy Graham can hold on to a ball in the final 2 minutes, that's another issue. Blair Walsh kicks a field goal. Who? Jimmy Graham, Blair Walsh, those guys.
Blair Walsh.
But ultimately, I
hold on. Can I tell a story about Blair Walsh after you're done? After you're done, we'll tell a story.
I'm picking the Seahawks here. I know that this is a wounded team. I know that this is a hurt team, but I think at the end of the day, they probably need this game more than the Rams do in a lot of ways. But I think that this is. I think that they can get this done. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a close game. They usually are. NFC West football is still close. I mean, it's not AFC North football, but hey, it's NFC West football.
Okay, Big Ben.
But I think Russell Wilson has an opportunity to show some people something. With this team is an injured team. Let's not, especially on defense. So it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think the Seahawks get it done.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Tell us all about the Rams will win.
I just want to tell you the story about how we were doing the live reactions and Blair Walsh to get that 38-yard field goal and missed it. We were like, there's no way he actually misses this. And he actually missed.
That was one of many things that went backwards in that Jacksonville game. So,
well, Kevin, it is time for me to tell you why the Rams are going to win. I was
No,
impressed.
he's still in.
I was impressed with the Rams, even in defeat against the Eagles, mostly because their offense had the best game against the Eagles' defense of any team this season. I think they'll be able to move the ball against the Seahawks, and they should have won the first matchup, to be honest with you. The stupid play where they freaking ran and then they hit the pylon and it was out. Stupid play.
That's Earl Thomas, man.
Stupid play. Okay. Rams are going to win. Jared Goff, confidence. Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley should be an MVP candidate. Todd Gurley should be an MVP candidate. And I have one name for you on defense that is going to disrupt Russell Wilson. Aaron Donald. The LA Rams always beat the Seahawks every single year, and this is the best they've been in years. They will get the win, even if it's in Seattle. Yes, they are the underdog, but they should be the favorite because they are going to take it to the Seahawks.
I think that Vegas has Seahawks as their favorites, so they're trying to make some money off that.
I'm going to say that the Rams win 27-20.
I'm picking 30-27 Seahawks.
So this is a three-parter. So I'm going to make a point, and then I'm going to make a joke, and then I'm going to put my actual analyst. My point that I find funny is that Kev actually picked the Rams against the Seahawks earlier this year.
Yeah, it's the only time. Yep.
Just want to remember that. Okay. Second, I'm going into the wild adventures of Russell Wilson, a.k.a. Bear Grylls, to find my next interception. Oh my, where can I find him today? Oh, there's A.J. Bouye.
You had to said this after last week.
There's A.J. Bouye. Found my interception. Oh, there's Jalen Ramsey. Another one.
It's not their fault they played the second best team in the AFC. It's not.
No. I'm going to defend Wilson on not the first. No, the first one the one to Graham, I think was more Graham than Wilson. He didn't make a play on that one. He had an opportunity there. Yeah, Boulay beated him, but Graham could have done more there. The Ramsey one.
You're talking about the one that was thrown deep into the end zone for Graham?
No, the other one. The 10-yard one, the short one in midfield.
Okay, I'm talking about the other two interceptions. Yeah. I'm talking about the other two interceptions.
Baldwin fell on that one.
Russell Wilson decided his game plan was going to go throw 50-yard bombs to see if it was going to work.
Because I think that this is what I said earlier. I think that the Seahawks felt that that linebacking crew in Jacksonville may be their weakness. Not necessarily their secondary, but that weakness. He
threw it to cornerback.
Yeah, I know.
But he threw it to Bouye and Ramsey.
Well, you have to throw it somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry.
Baldwin is not going to – don't throw it to Baldwin 50 yards down the field thinking, well, this is going to be an MVP candidate play there. Like, make smart plays.
Who are you picking?
Who the hell are you
picking? I'm the damn football. I'm picking the Rams. I think the Seahawks just have too many injuries to get through this game. They played valiantly against the Jags. I mean, they scored 2 plays of 70-plus yards to keep that game going. But regardless, I think the Rams will get it done. They were really trying against those Eagles. I almost picked up that victory. And I think they're still a very good football team that is going to get the job done. Goff will make some big plays. Gurley, he's an exceptional running back. He's made it well known that he is definitely comeback player of the year this year, if anything else, and has made himself an MVP candidate. And I think it'll be too much for the Seahawks. I'm sorry, Kev. I'll make jokes about Russell Wilson, but I think the Rams are going to be too much. But I see you got to pick for your team. So,
all right. Game of the year. New England Patriots travel to Pittsburgh to take.
You don't mean the Titans and 49ers?
No, we'll get to that one. Jimmy G, baby. We'll get to that one. The Patriots, the Steelers, the game everybody's been waiting for, the pick everybody's been waiting for. Who will we pick in this game? Who will win? Who will take the AFC crown? Last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers won a close, battle-tested game against the Baltimore Ravens by this much, 39-38. The New England Patriots dropped an L to the Miami Dolphins for the 4th time in 5 years. That's disgusting, all right?
Disgust.
This week, Rob Gronkowski is back. Juju Smith-Schuster is back. A lot of Patriots are back. And Kenny Britt might play. All right. In this game,
Michael Floyd.
The New England Patriots will win Because they have Tom Brady, they have Bill Belichick, and they have Rob Gronkowski. Now, let me explain. Tom Brady has thrown 0 interceptions.
I saw the stat today. This was a nice stat.
23 touchdowns against Mike Tomlin. 23 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. 0. And that includes against the number 1 defense in the NFL 2 times. Okay? All right. They have Tom Brady. Second, they have Bill Belichick. What does Bill Belichick do better than anybody ever has? He takes away your best players. And he, even without the greatest talent on defense, will find a way to slow down AB and Bell. He just will. He has. He will again. He will do it. He will do it. And the third one, Rob Gronkowski has 8 touchdowns in 5 games against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's a nice one.
And almost averages over 100 yards against his defense. Have a big game. Okay. The Steelers have shown susceptibility against the run. I think Lewis and Burkhead will have a decent game. No Shazier. We saw what the Ravens did to them. The Ravens. Joe Flacco scored 38 points.
Oh,
Patriots will score at least 30 points. Now, I do think the Steelers will score some points in this game, but I think that the Patriots with Van Noy and Flowers back, we saw how their defense was playing previously to the Dolphins game. I think they'll be, when it counts, in the red zone. Their defense is ranked 7th in the red zone. They'll force field goals for the Steelers, and I think that will be enough. I think the Patriots win this game 34-24, and I don't think it will ever be in question. I think the Patriots take it.
So I made a video about this yesterday. If you want to go harass me on that, you can. I know this is a loyal fan, so they won't do it. But you guys can check it out. It's got the 10K views. I appreciate that. The people that didn't hate or actually gave me what I call constructive criticism, I thank you. In that certain video, I talked about the certain matchups that we're going to see, some of the comparisons as to who I think is better. Apparently, and I did learn this today in the comments, apparently tight ends are not receivers. Yeah, but I don't know how that happened, but apparently tight ends are not receivers. So, with that in mind, they are. But in this game, I think it'll be a fun matchup. Obviously, we're all looking forward to it. We want to do that recap. It's going to be a good one. I think the fans have voted that we are doing the Patriots-Steelers recap. I'm going to go to the Patriots. They had a very bad game against Miami Dolphins. It was shocked to even see that they scored 20 points by the end of that game. But I think the Dolphins were just very much prepared, and the Patriots did not think that was going to happen. They played their fucking Super Bowl there. The Patriots are very well, or they knew this game was coming. Although they didn't focus on it, they didn't say it to the media, they knew this game was coming. They knew this was a big matchup that could have huge implications to that number 1 seed. And they wanted this goal in mind to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. With that in mind, I think they're going to play better. I think they'll use their running backs to their focus of being receivers, which again, running backs cannot be receivers according to this video. But they've been used well in the receiving game. They made good plays for them. Gronkowski is back, which is a huge advantage. Mitch just brought you the stats, 8 touchdowns in 5 games. That's pretty good. And I think Gronk will have that continued success against the Steelers. The Steelers have done okay. The Steelers have done well. I like what AB is going to do. I think he'll bring a lot of things to the table here, and he'll have a pretty good game. I'll even say over 100 yards. But with that in mind, I think the Patriots just have a little bit more to get the job done. I'm going to say 31-27 is your final. It'll be a fun back-and-forth matchup, probably the best game we've seen this season. I don't know if the Patriots have control all the way through. I just goddamn hope it'll be better than the AFC Championship game last year. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I think will happen. The Steelers will show that they have something to give in these playoffs, but won't have enough to do it.
Okay.
And apparently tight ends are not receivers.
Watch Dylan's video. Good job, Dylan, on the video.
Thank you.
And overall, I mean, I mostly agreed with your stuff. There was a couple of things I disagreed with. Whatever, you should still have children. You can still live. All of those sort of things. No problem. I understand what you guys are saying. The Patriots had a bad game. They'll bounce back. I understand. Rob Gronkowski, 8 touchdowns in 5 games. I understand. It's Bill Belichick. I understand. It's Tom Brady. I understand all of these things. By no means I don't think that the Patriots are still not favored, win or lose, of the AFC Championship game. The Pittsburgh Steelers, let's talk about them for a second. The last 2 weeks came back on Cincinnati, down 17, came back and won. They came back from 11 from Baltimore, although they blew a 14-point lead. They came back 11 on Baltimore and won. I'm going to tell you this. I think Antonio Brown is the MVP right now, as of today, as of this video, the MVP of the NFL. And I'll tell you why. This guy has come up with clutch catch after clutch catch after clutch catch in the fourth quarter when his team has needed him the most. Even in the games where he hasn't had a lot to do, he's still come up with the catch and the key play at the key times. Before the Packers, he got that big catch against the Packers. Boswell kicks it in. He gets another big catch last week. Boswell kicks it in. Ben isn't where he is without Antonio Brown. If you define it as the most valuable player, the most valuable to his team, it is Antonio Brown. I don't think.
No, because he's not even the most valuable player on his team.
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell is more valuable than Antonio Brown is.
Okay, I can't disagree with you more, but that's fine.
Le'Veon Bell has 75 catches and also carries the ball more than anyone in the entire NFL.
Yeah. And who has Ben throwing to in the fourth quarter?
One's a running back.
And one's a wide receiver. Like, you can say what you want. I'm just giving you my, like Mitch, I'll tell you right now, if Antonio Brown was on the New England Patriots, you would be demanding our worship of Antonio Brown. There's no question. There's no question in my mind about that.
No,
because he's playing with Pittsburgh, I think you want to lock this down a little bit.
No, I have an Antonio Brown jersey.
He hasn't played any air defenses. Are they NFL defenses? Are they?
Every time he plays a good defense, he gets locked down.
And he still has come up with some key catches. And his numbers are astronomical. You cannot deny his statistics. You can't sit there and ignore the statistics.
Yeah, he's just playing good.
There we go.
Best receiver in the league right now. But You know what? The best weapon in this game is 87. Period. End of story.
Okay. You feel free to think that. And I just think that Pittsburgh has talked all year about getting home field in the AFC. They haven't. And this game gives it to them. They are going to put everything on the line in this game. This is their biggest game. This is their Super Bowl in the sense as it's their opportunity.
They still have to play the playoffs. You do realize this, Kev.
I understand.
And you don't think this matters to the Patriots at all?
I'm not saying
this is a terrible argument. Tell me why the Patriots are going to lose to the Steelers, not because the Steelers want to win the game. That's a terrible argument.
I think that at the end of the day, to me, I think the Steelers will come up with the clutch big play, and I think that they will find a way this time to stop the Patriots. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think we're looking at 30-27. They've prepared. They're prepared for this. I'm not saying the Patriots aren't prepared for this, but I just feel that the Steelers are going to – I just have this feeling that the Steelers are going to do this time. That doesn't mean that the Steelers are winning the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean that I'm picking the Steelers to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean that. But I think for this game –
they don't play in the Super Bowl.
Or the AFC Championship game, which she may argue is your Super Bowl. Whatever. But I think for this game, this one moment, this 60-minute extravaganza that will be Patriots-Steelers, this time, the Steelers will get it done. I'm picking the Steelers, 30-27.
Okay, so one team wants to win, and that's why they'll win, I guess. That's fine, Kev. One team doesn't want to win, apparently. So
I'm not just saying the
cool.
Patriots don't want to win, but I don't think the Patriots are. The Patriots season isn't.
More popcorn, please. More popcorn.
The Patriots season isn't defined by this game.
Like, I don't care if you pick the Steelers, but like, give a better argument. Like,
I think Antonio Brown will have a bigger factor
at the right time. We're talking about We're talking about Tom Brady.
Clutch. Have the Steelers made clutch? So the Steelers have not made any clutch plays at any time this season. And you're talking to a guy that doesn't like the Steelers.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady. They've made clutch plays against the Bengals, the Ravens, the Colts.
So you're going to discount everything that they've done this year coming up to this point.
They've won by 3 points against these terrible teams.
Did they win?
Yeah, but they were bad teams. They should win. They should win by 20, not 3.
Okay, so by your argument, then we can't knock down the Patriots from the Dolphins game.
Yes, you can.
And okay, fine, because I think that has a factor, and I do think the Steelers are going to be able to run the ball on you. I do think that.
Sure.
Playoffs?
Thank you for finally saying something that actually sticks a little.
And I think Brown is going to have a better game than you think.
Rob says show's going off the rails. Yes,
he always says that. Rob's sensitive.
Oh, I'm waiting for here. Has AC commented yet?
No, I wish
Patriots
he would have.
34, Steelers 24. End of story.
Okay, 30-27.
I wish you would have. 31-27.
I'm going to jump out after this one.
What was your score, Dilly?
31-27. Wait, why are you going to jump out?
Because I'm going to do a recap with John on the Canucks Predators game.
Okay, just tell me the other two games.
It was 7-1.
Yeah, well, we got to talk about this. Yeah.
Okay. Titans versus 49ers. I was going to pick the Titans, and the Titans will probably win, but Jimmy G's on a roll. He's on a tear. And I'm going with the 49ers because Jimmy G.
I'm gonna go with the Titans. I like for the 49ers, still pick the 49ers.
You're going against the quarterback that has never lost a game. Do you understand that?
Go against the quarterback. I'm going to go with the Titans. I'm going with the Titans. Even though they really pissed me off in a 12-7 loss against the Cardinals, which, yes, you give credit to Mitch, he did pick that. I'm going to pick the Titans. I can't see this one. At least with the Cardinals, I was like, yeah, the defense is going to shut him down. Mariota's pretty but I can't do it. I can't do it this week. Going Titans. Although I picked the 49ers in the 2 wins the last 2 weeks.
49ers are favored for some reason.
Because Mariota may not play. But I want to talk about Mariota for a second. 2,582 yards, 10 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and we mock Blake Bortles. 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, Blake Bortles. Marcus Mariota.
Because Blake Bortles is on the best team in the league.
Well, Mariota, I'm going to say it. I think Bortles is better than Mariota right now. And I'm actually also picking the 49ers. I am. I'm picking the 49ers. I think they're on a roll. I think they're confident. I don't think this Titans team is very good, to be honest with you. I think this Titans team is worthy. Why don't you call the Titans the Shitans? Why don't you mock them like you do the Shithawks?
The Titans are they're a good bad team.
They're a good bad team.
Yes.
I don't think that this offense is very good.
And I think the Titans, I said something earlier, the Titans will miss the playoffs.
It's quite possible.
I don't see that.
It's quite possible.
They play the Jaguars and the Rams. If they lose both those games, not even including this one.
That's their last 2 games? Oh,
yeah, they're going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
What is their record? 8-5 right now?
Yeah.
They have to win this game.
They have to.
Have to win this game.
Okay, I'm off to BLV NHL. We're going to recap the Canucks and Predators.
See you, Kev.
I messaged the picks to the other 2 games.
Okay.
Peace.
See you, Browns, butt buddy. See ya.
You didn't have to finish off like that. Damn. All right, last 2 games we got here. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You just were like,
I was looking at my phone.
oh, well.
Okay. Cowboys Raiders. Give us your preview.
Well, first 3 quarters were straight garbage. I don't know where the hell this team was. It was fucking 3-3. I don't even know. And then Des Bryant makes a really good touchdown, 10-3. Giants kept it in, but the fourth quarter, we saw who the better team was by far. Rod Smith had a great game, and that's very nice to see. We need obviously the run game with him and Morris had to step up in Zeke's suspension, and they have done so. You got Des Bryant actually putting up some good numbers, which is good to see. Jason Witten makes 1 catch a week, and he makes it a touchdown. I don't know how he does it, but that's been the last 2 weeks. And the defense came up with 2 interceptions. That fourth quarter, the Cowboys scored 21 points on 3 touchdowns, and they got 2 interceptions. I think that would be a pretty successful week. Now, they played against the Raiders, who played against Kansas City last week and didn't really look all that impressive, to be honest. I'm picking the Cowboys, of course. Sunday Night Football. This would have been a way better matchup than we thought in preseason. I think I had this like the second biggest matchup of Sunday Night Football in the preseason. It didn't come out that way. But I think that Dak is going to make a couple more throws. He might be targeting Dez a lot, but I think that'll get the job done. Using Witten a couple of more times. I think Cole Beasley needs to get a couple more receptions here. Use Bryce Butler to the advantage here. T. Will could get it as well. But I like the run game that's going. And by the way, I know Kev is not here anymore, but this is the last game before the Ezekiel Elliott suspension is over. If the Cowboys pick up this one against the Raiders, they're 8-6. They're trying to build out the momentum. While very unlikely, they still have an outside chance to make the playoffs. And with Zeke back, that Christmas Eve game against the Seahawks becomes ever more important with Zeke there. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think they'll get the win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys as well. I think they're just a more well-rounded team. I have more faith in their defense to make some stops. And I'm not worried about the Cowboys' offense being stagnant like it was in the first 3 quarters against the Giants because the Raiders' defense is not very good. So I'm going with the Cowboys. They need to win more as well. Raiders, yeah, still in it, but I think the Cowboys have a little bit more faith. Like I said last week, light at the end of the tunnel with Zeke coming back. They still have a chance, even though if it's a small one. I'm going with the Cowboys. And the last game, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one's in Tampa Bay. It won't matter. Atlanta is the better team. I like how their defense has been playing as of late. Their offense gets it going at times. I don't think they'll have problems getting it going against Tampa Bay. Julio should have a nice game here. Mohamed Sanu should have a nice game. Matt Ryan should have a nice game. And the Bucs really can't stop much. So I'm going with the Falcons here to get another win on their way to the playoffs.
The Cowboys need the Falcons to lose 2 of their last 3. Good thing is that they play the Panthers and the Saints, so I think that'll get the job done, or hopefully try to get the job done. I'm going to go with the Falcons. It's a pretty easy matchup here for the Falcons. Buccaneers can't really get anything going. The Falcons look like the better team. Picked up a nice victory against the Saints. Matt Ryan played a very shit game, but I think he'll get better against the Buccaneers, which just don't look that impressive to me. Week 1, I would have thought this would have been one of the games of the year, but not really close now. Going Falcons.
All right.
We'll get to the comment section.
Yep.
I'll get to the comment section, and then we'll get off here.
Go ahead.
So people were voting the Steelers thing. They want us to do the Steelers Patriots game is the recap. Deshaun is going with Denver on Thursday night. Dilly, a couple comments. Thank you very much. Let's see here. People are talking about the liking of the Saturday night game. That's good. Rob says 3 more weeks and Fox is going to be fired in Chicago. Probably. I would see the chance. But percent chance John Fox saves his job in the last 3 weeks. Mitch?
10.
I'll go 20. I'll give him that. Fact or fiction, Chargers win the AFC West. Well, Mitch will say 100, but with how the Chiefs are playing, I'll go 80. They're looking pretty good this year to do it. Faux Productions says Alex Smith isn't bad. He's a top 10 caliber quarterback. How do you feel about that one?
Top 10 caliber. Top 20.
Earlier this season, he was looking top 10. I wouldn't say that. Training Solution says Keenan Allen will abuse Marcus Peters. Abuse Marcus. That'll be a good matchup.
Abuse him.
Abuse him. Deshaun says 30-25 Dallas win the Sunday night game. And he says 30-20 Philly win against the Giants. People are questioning if Adam Vinatieri is retiring after the season. No, because GOAT kickers don't retire. Okay, he's 45 and still kicking. All right. Deshaun says Carolina's going to win 40-34. That's a high ass scoring game. And Training Solutions ups up the point by 1 and points down 1 by saying Packers 41-33. Tyler, okay, this is to your comment. Tyler says McCaffrey isn't overrated. Panthers use him in a way that makes him unsuccessful and is very predictable. How do you feel about that?
I think he, maybe, but I just don't think he's a very good runner. I don't think he has a lot.
I think he's a good receiver.
Yeah, he's a decent receiver, but then again, I don't think he has a ton of explosion. Like, he's an okay guy. I mean, I don't think he's like in the top 10. In the top 5 of pass catching running backs. I think he's good.
So you would have Brown, Elliott. Who's your other 3?
Brown.
Or sorry, Bell.
Pass catching running backs.
Yeah, Bell, Elliott.
I'd have to think about that.
You said he's not in your top 5.
I think there's 2 better on the Patriots. I think White and Burkhead are both better than him.
They do a good job on it. I would say White is. I don't know about Burkhead.
Even though Woodhead has been hurt. I think Thompson is better.
I don't know about Thompson. Thompson's better, yeah.
So there's some. David Johnson.
I just wanted to know. I mean,
I think he's good. I just think I don't know. I think and I like McCaffrey, but I don't know. I haven't seen a ton from him this year. I think he gets a ton of opportunities, and I think that's what we're looking at more than anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see here. Rob says Marvin Lewis is toast and the team has quit on him. Maybe, maybe not. Fact or fiction, Bengals draft a quarterback.
Fiction.
I'm going to say fiction, but if next season goes the same way, I might be going towards a quarterback then. Tyler says, "Why does Mitch hate Folds?"
I don't. I just don't think he's that great. He's okay. This is the playoffs. The NFL
playoffs? You kidding me?
Yes.
Playoffs?
NFL.
Can they even win a game? Can they even win a game? Training Solutions, yes, you can be a moderator someday. We'll work on that soon. We'll work on getting more moderators in here. Because I think Rob's the only one in the chat right now. Bobby says Lions over Seattle. Lions making the playoffs. Mark my words. Nobody. Not going to happen. Neither of those teams will make the playoffs. People are telling y'all to chill out about that other stuff.
Okay.
Rob says Coder is D-U-N-E. He probably will be after how they've given up. Rob says, glad to see Dona's up at 1 a.m. and Mitch is up at 2 a.m. Yes, 2 a.m. We're dedicated to give you guys the best content. But then Bobby says, what standing record will the Lions be at the end of the season? What's the last 3 games the Lions play? I gotta look here. They play the Bears, the Bengals, and the Packers. They'll finish. I'll give them a 9-7. I'll give them 9-7 as their record. I think the Packers will beat them. Any thoughts there?
I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but yeah, 9-7 sounds about right.
And Cohen and Corey, I just subscribed to you, so there you go. But that's gonna do it. That is all the comments there.
Okay, all right. I did see something about Antonio Brown wasn't shut down. Or whatever.
Oh, somebody asked when was Antonio Brown shut down, and don't bring up the Jacksonville game because I still think he had 100 yards in that game.
Okay, first off, that was garbage time yards. They were getting raped in that game. Second, the Vikings shut him down. The Lions shut him down. The Colts shut him down. There you go. Those are some games. Look up the stats.
Look up stats.
That is all.
Stats. Those are key.
And I don't think
Which
he'll be
apparently
shut
I
down
didn't
this
bring.
weekend. I just think that he's not the MVP. I think it's almost impossible for a receiver to be MVP in the NFL.
Jerry Rice couldn't be an MVP.
Nope.
Wow. Okay, I'm just kidding. You know what doesn't matter about stats? Apparently, the comment section in my new video. Go check out that new video, by the way.
God.
Which
Yeah, by
NFL
the way,
team?
check out my video tomorrow. The Patriots Steelers Game of the Year preview. Check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for all the views on Dilly's video. Very successful.
Okay.
A little bit, rough around the edges there with the people ripping you apart, but
Y'all agree? I mean, come on.
At least we're pulling in the views, pulling in the subscribers. Get us to 4,000 by the new year. Thank you very much. And of course, there is a surprise coming on Christmas. It's Mitch and Dilly and Kevol of The Bottom Line View. Thanks. Subscribe, like, peace.